everybody? It is Brooke Lewis, and we are back for episode 4 of Faith Unfiltered. I'm super excited about this episode because this episode is all about faith-based sports athletes. So, if you would go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
How's it going, guys? It's a pleasure to see y'all. My name is Marcus Gibson. I'm currently a graduating senior going towards kinesiology and performance, and I actually played soccer within my freshman year and sophomore year here at HT.
And with that being said, let's start episode 4 of Faith Unfiltered.
I am blessed, I am blessed. I am blessed, I am blessed. I am blessed, I am.
Okay, so starting this video, Marcus, I want to ask, what does being a faith-based athlete mean to you? Or student athlete in this case?
So, when I hear the word faith-based athlete, it means that I'm moving on the field or on the court specifically by my faith and strength that God gave. Not specifically exactly what I have. I mean, yes, you can go to the weight room, you're supposed to be eating right if you can. But most of the time, it's mostly going towards being able to really actually let God move you on the court instead of you doing it by yourself. And I had to experience that as well as a student athlete as well, because it was kind of hard to manage overall, honestly. You're having to manage what you want to do in real life, and then how you manage that on the court or on the field as well. And you see how can that go within your possible career, or if you're trying to go professionally. So there's a lot that you're trying to give to God at the moment, and that's why you're trying to let God move you instead of you moving by yourself.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so how do you balance schoolwork, athletics?
Because I'm also a Du Bois scholar.
Oh, period.
On top of that, you're having to keep a certain GPA. So we had to keep a 3.2 when I was playing in my freshman and sophomore year. And then it rose to a 3.3. So it got a lot harder overall. Most of the time, you're going to have to say no to a lot of extracurricular stuff, honestly. When I did play freshman and sophomore year, all I literally did was just school and soccer. Like, that was mostly it. But the main way of really getting that discipline is the discipline part. Like, you have to have a good mindset going into it, because if you don't, you're probably going to end up maybe losing a few dollars. Maybe a few spare change. I have no idea. I pray to God not.
Yeah.
But that can potentially happen if you're not on top of your business. And then the athlete side. Now you want to be a starting player. You want to get playing time. You don't just want to be a practice squad player. You want to actually help the team win. So now you're having to get extra training sessions in, schoolwork, did you eat food today?
Right.
Like, just stuff like that overall in general.
So discipline is your balance. Okay, that's good. I like that, discipline. Okay, how do you handle moments when you didn't perform or don't perform your best? Does your faith get challenged?
Absolutely. Especially when you know you've trained and you've done everything that you can and the success kind of isn't going. Because I'm a very big firm believer of this is a team sport.
Yeah.
You can have dribbles like Neymar or Messi. You still need a team to win games. And at the moment, it was kind of hard to get a connection with some players. But overall, I didn't judge them for that. I looked at myself and I asked, okay, what can I do better as a player to kind of also not just become more successful, but I wanted to be someone that also helps grow that off the field as well. Because you need a balance.
Did you ever have moments like questioning God, or why do I feel this way? Just like in that balancing athletics, academics, why?
Well, I did question God. I knew that soccer was still in my heart, but I questioned why HT soccer specifically. And I wanted to go deeper towards that because not every team is the same. So the way that I ended up training and growing up, I trained like a sponge. So anybody that is around me, I'm learning certain things from them just from being around them and watching them play. Before I came to HT, I played semi-pro ball when I was 17, and I was around guys that were like dang near 30, almost like 27, 28. But some of these guys have already been playing professional ball for a really long time.
Yeah.
And just from being around them, I learned a bunch of skills, a bunch of tactics, ways to take care of your body more, like all that kind of stuff. I didn't feel the same thing my freshman and sophomore year, and I don't think that was the reason why I stopped. I got called into something else, which is ministry at the moment, but which is me being obedient to. But if I were still playing, I would question myself if I had enough faith to still believe in God even when I couldn't see it. That's why I would ask younger me.
Okay, can you elaborate on, you had another comment?
So, actually my sophomore year, I ended up getting injured. But it was an injury that I never got before. I had thank goodness it wasn't a tear. Thank God. But it was my right knee. It was my meniscus. So, for anyone that doesn't know what a meniscus is, you have your patella, which is your actual knee. That's the bone of your knee. Then you have your LCL, and then you'll have your MCL. ACL is the main one, but your MCL is the back of your leg. So I sprained the back of my leg, and I was out for about a month and a half. It was in the middle of the season, right when I was about to start getting more playtime. So as that happens, I'm watching around, I'm asking God, okay, why am I getting injured right before I'm about to like really start showcasing my skills? I heal up, get out of depression a little bit of anxiety. I came back strong, and literally the next time I came back after my internship from Spain and the Missouri conference while I was working at that church, something felt different, and I didn't feel like lacing up cleats for HT at the moment. It was really, really confusing because I was wondering, okay, I spent all that time getting healthy again, coming back. Surely I can come back and play now, right? And when I did come back, it's not the fact I was playing bad. It just didn't feel vibrant. I'm a very expressive, vibrant player. If I want to showcase skills or I want to help the team out, I'm going to do that by any case possible.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, any case possible, not crash out kind of way. That's crazy. But overall, that's just my testimony with that. And then I got led into leading Bible studies literally a week, 2 weeks later, after I had gotten out of the soccer team. Because even my coach asked me, hey, are you sure you still want to keep playing? I can kind of tell that you might want to go and like experience more of college at the moment.
Really?
Like even my coach saw that. Actually, I didn't even remember this. My coach, which he's still the coach right now, Coach Yancey literally told me that he stopped playing while he was also in college. And I never knew that about him. Because he played so well and the rest of his teammates to the point where they won conference championships. I forgot what year they won, but it was around either 2006 or 2012, I believe. I don't remember exactly what year, but I know they won conference.
Wow, that's crazy. So it really just kind of like fell into your lap.
It did.
In a way.
Well, my way of ministry when it came, it kind of slapped me in the face, honestly.
Oh!
I really... I did not expect it. It was the last thing I expected. Because I was really asking God, okay, who am I without the soccer ball? Like, I've literally given my entire life to soccer. And when I came to HT, I said I wanted to change and become someone different. But because I was still stuck in soccer and nothing else, I wasn't allowing myself to do so. And that's why I believe that God called me into ministry. Of course, soccer is still something that I do. But not at the same capacity as before, due to me experiencing other sides of life and being like, okay, surprisingly, I actually like this more than soccer.
Okay, do you feel a responsibility to represent Christ?
Absolutely. But it's more than just a team. It's your daily walk. That's all of our call as Christians. I really feel like you're really supposed to be doing that everywhere you go. Even if I'm not on the field, I'm like, okay, my actions today could possibly decipher somebody else's downfall and make them feel like they can possibly rise up from that downfall. And from being on the field, the way that I would decipher that, especially while we were in practice, if someone makes a mistake, do your best not to yell and scream at them. Yes, it's frustrating. We all trying to succeed. But at the same time, that person might not have been through the same experiences you might have been through. So what I usually try to do is I'll try and just let them know, well, if I have a knowledge on it, I'm like, hey, this is how you would do this. That's how you would make that pass. Or that's how you would tell another player to move into another spot. So that way you don't get scored on. Like, just professional criticism.
Yeah.
is the way I would go out with it. So that's the main thing that I would do in terms of centering it within faith. And also finding a church home. Now, that's one thing I struggled with while I was here. I actually struggled with that. Well, my main thing was I didn't want to just go to a church just to go to church.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, I know that going to church is a good thing. I know it renews your spirit. I know it renews your heart. But at the same time, I was like, okay, which church is actually going to help myself with that overall?
Yeah.
And just recently, literally just a few weeks ago, I found one church called Church of Whitestone. The lead pastor's Torrin Wells. He's really, really good. The church is really, really nice. It's not denominational. It's not based on denominations. You'll see every kind of person up there. I mean, black, white, Hispanic, Indian, Asian, it doesn't matter. But that's what I love about it the most, because that's what it means when we talk about the body of Christ, as it tells us in the Word. And that's the main thing that I did with that church overall. And it took confidence, because going to church by yourself was a lot harder than it looks.
No, that's so real.
Because when I first started going, I realized that I wasn't going by the faith of my own parents. Now I'm going off by myself.
Yeah.
And because I was going off by myself, I'm like, ouch. Like, how do I handle it by myself while still giving it to God and making sure that I'm not going off of my own intuition instead of what God wants for me?
Have you ever been judged or looked at differently for being so open about your faith?
Alright, I'm surprised I'm saying this on camera because it's going to be another testimony. So, before I came to HT, I actually was soccer goalie on my soccer team. So, it was my junior year. And it was like during a championship game. And we ended up winning, but literally after, of course, Instagram, right? That's probably was really, really dumb. I mean, it still is because it's social media. But like, overall, I remember seeing this fake account with a bunch of racial slurs under it, and I didn't know who it was. I didn't know if it was a fan from another team or one of my own teammates. And it turns out that it actually was one of my own teammates. I had no idea. But besides just me playing well, I was also the only African American on that team.
Yeah.
And it stayed that way for about 2 years until I left, and then some guys that were also African American came up to me and asked me to train them so they could also get on the team. And then now if you look at the team at Shreve, which is Captain Shreve based in Shreveport, Louisiana, there's a lot of African Americans that's actually playing soccer now. There's some on varsity, some on JV. I believe there might be a coach coming up. I have no idea. I hope so. Hopefully soon.
Marcus may be the new coach in the future.
I don't know. That's not a bad prophecy though. That might happen.
Yeah.
But overall, I really just kept giving it to God the most that I could. And I had to tell my dad that because my dad wanted to call the cops on me.
Hello.
Which I mean, Dad, if you're watching this, you're not wrong. you're not wrong for wanting to do that, especially now at my age, the way I see it. In some cases, but I had to realize that I couldn't be bitter about it, and I had to keep moving with faith if I truly wanted to be closer to God. If I would have held back, and I would have been really resentment towards it, I would have had another kind of anger in me, but I never wish I probably would have ever had. Like, I don't think anybody would expect me to have that kind of anger from people knowing me now.
Yeah.
And if I would have kept that would have been something that wouldn't have been from God. It would have came from past anger that I chose to not give to God and let it surrender and die. That was one season that those players were in. Was it wrong? Yes. Was it hurtful? Yes. But that was the season that they were in at the moment. And as much as it may hurt, I can't judge for what kind of atmosphere they grew up in and possibly what they were going through at the same time. So I just chose to give it to God and let it go.
So do you feel like that prepared you for going to college and now going into the real world?
It definitely did. And it's one thing I've been realizing just around senior year as well, because I've been connecting a lot more with other people outside of HBCUs.
Yeah.
I love Black culture. I love HBCUs. I think it's actually very, very important for us to have, especially to go over culture and history. But there are so many others I have not known about within culture and history well. I have a few Latin friends that tell me about it. I have a few Asian friends that tell me about it. Like, just culture overall in general is just something that I celebrate overall. And before I did come to HC, it definitely did make me feel more proud. Although it was kind of hard freshman year.
Yeah.
It was definitely hard because I was really trying to figure out how to be more confident on the field because I didn't like how much arguing was going on. Because there would be more argument than like actually being able to like succeed on the field overall. At least my freshman and sophomore year. The team that they have now, they're looking really good. I think that they're really, really nice. Y'all, please win a chip next year, please. Soccer players, y'all see this next year. Keep training, keep working hard. Win a chip next year. Y'all guys are close. Y'all guys already have a good brotherhood together. Keep that. For the next players that come in, show them the way too.
Okay, last question, Marcus. If your sport was completely taken away today, what would you make?
If my sport was truly taken away from me,
What would you make?
so okay, by that I'm gonna ask back on that question. By that, are you asking if I had never played soccer?
No, currently. Like if the sport was completely taken away as of right now, what would you make?
The same man you see now? It would be. Doesn't mean to say hurtful for any people back home, but Shreveport was a city, and it still is a city that is kind of hard to develop yourself in as a young man and as a young woman, overall in general. And soccer was my way of being able to use that to go into areas that I believe that God is now calling me into. And that season was to grow me closer towards something that now that I'm 100% confident in what I want to do for the rest of my life, and that's ministry. And overall, doing that, the hardest thing about it junior year, I remember CJ asked me this question. He asked me if I like soccer or if I love soccer. And I never had someone ask me that before, despite how long I had been playing. Actually, now this is funny. I have a picture in my wallet from my first soccer practice.
Oh my
I
God.
actually do. And so I was 6, and this was my first
You're
ever
gonna upload
practice.
this?
Definitely, but this is my first ever.
Oh, Marcus!
That was my first time ever even being on the field, in general. But overall, it was hard to let it go because that's what developed me into who I am now. That's how I practice my discipline, me giving it to God, me making sure that I'm not going off of my own intuition, what God wants for me. Because the way I trained, it's gonna sound like some Naruto anime stuff. I would train with all the lights off. So what I would do is that I would turn all the lights off and I would practice dribbling that way. And I would also shoot in the dark. So whenever I came out in the sun or whatever else, everything clicks. You're not even thinking anymore. It's like you're moving off of straight spirit, straight intuition. But in that time, while I'm in the dark, I have to trust God the most. To not twist my ankle, tear something. Making sure that I'm still scoring goals, that I'm still dribbling okay, but that I'm actually improving overall in general. And also the music part, because I love music. When I was on the field, I used to, and I still do it sometimes, I'll put a song on my head and I'll start playing that song as I'm also on the field.
We love that. I did that too.
So I put myself in the mindset of a moving blind radio. That's kind of
Oh, they say that again. A moving
blind
radio.
But in a soccer term.
Okay.
So you're still letting God move you. Even though you know that your flesh is moving, but your spirit is what's actually helping you get closer towards your goal.
Yeah.
So that's what I went off of overall. And
moving blind radio. I've never heard that. Okay, so now with the people hearing your testimony and your story, can you let the audience know what's next for Marcus?
So overall, what is next? I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know that I have a full ride towards Wesley. And I do thank God for that. But I am also a firm believer of also looking at where else God may take me at. Even though Wesley has came up, There are also some other schools that I may be looking into as well, and I don't know where God will be placing me. Honestly, Austin is now a home for me. I feel like I could actually live here in the future if I did choose to do so. And I do see a lot of work that definitely can be done within ministry that I want to implement in Austin as well. So wherever I go next, I'm genuinely just giving it to God because my flesh don't know at all. I am lost. It is nothing but God that has been keeping me sane the entire time I've been going towards college, even if I would have went anywhere else besides HG. So
We love that. We love that. So this concludes episode 4 of Faith Unfiltered. Thank you so much, Marcus, for joining the podcast.
Of course.
Make sure y'all stay tuned for episode 5. Bye.
Okay, so I didn't say this on camera the first time. Of course, that was my spirit talking again. What I remembered, so the whole moving blind radio thing that I came up with, I did that because growing up, I genuinely felt like the tactics were not enough. Like, yes, you need tactics. So, okay, for anyone that does play soccer that doesn't, a 4-3-3 is basically 4 defenders, 3 midfielders, and then 3 attackers. So I usually played attacker. So I would usually be one of these 3. I usually played striker, right wing, or left wing. And when I got into college, I ended up playing left back, full back, and then winger overall in general. But the main thing that I would do, and the main thing that I would hate when I'm on the field, is that we would go so much by tactics to the point where we done forgot to have fun with the game. And the whole point of soccer is jogo bonito, which means the beautiful game. And you can't call something beautiful if you're allowing it to be ran by a system. And the reason why I did that is because I was like, okay, if my game is supposed to be my game, why am I letting the tactics define my skill set? So that's when I came up with training in the dark, the music, the other stuff that I ended up doing overall. And yeah, that was just to get more clarification.
You said roll the cameras back up.
Spirit hit me and I was like, oh. I was trying to remember what I said earlier. Yeah.
She shall be called a woman. It was all woman when you saw me.
Soften up the mess, drop it in the water, let the daughter find her image with the rest. She'll be learning how to breathe.